Losing weight is simple. I know. That probably sounds completely unbelievable, right? Especially with all the noise out there. But what if all that complication is actually the biggest myth? Let's spend the next few minutes cutting through it all to find the simple truth underneath.
So let's just ask the question straight up. Why does it feel so darn complicated? If you've ever found yourself totally buried under a mountain of conflicting advice, well, trust me, you're definitely not alone. That feeling of being confused and overwhelmed is incredibly common.
And here's the thing, that feeling of complexity, it is no accident. It's like this dense fog we can call the complication myth. And frankly, it's often created by an entire industry that profits from confusion. So you know what? Let's start clearing that fog right now.
That fog comes from a few key places. Let's call them the noisemakers. First, you've got the jargon overload. Keto, macros, deficits. It sounds like you need a science degree just to get started. Then there's the fear from past attempts that just didn't stick. We all carry that. Add in the endless parade of scams and so-called miracle products, and then top it off with a total lack of a clear roadmap for beginners, and yeah, it's a perfect storm of confusion.
But what if the real truth is so much simpler than all that? What if underneath all that noise, the foundational principle of weight loss is actually pretty straightforward? Seriously. Once you really grasp the basics, you can confidently just tune out the rest. And that basic truth, it all starts with one core idea, the simple equation. And look, this isn't about magic, it's just about math. And here it is, the big secret, a calorie deficit. Think of your body's energy like a bank account. The calories you eat, those are your deposits. The calories you burn just living your life, those are withdrawals. A calorie deficit simply means you're making a few more withdrawals than deposits. And over time, the balance goes down. See? It's not a trendy diet or some magical trick. It's just basic math.
Now, to actually apply that equation in a way that sticks, it requires a huge mindset shift. The word diet usually means something temporary, restrictive, a bunch of rules that just lead to burnout. A lifestyle change, on the other hand, is something you can actually live with. It's about building a sustainable, long-term eating system that fits into your real life. Here's a great way to think about it. Those extra calories from a little snack here or a sugary drink there, they're like small, silent impulse buys you put on a credit card. One doesn't feel like a big deal, right? But they accumulate day after day, and eventually that bill comes due.
So how do we build a lifestyle that actually manages this for the long haul? Well, we focus on three simple, foundational pillars. And here they are. Nothing complicated, nothing extreme. It's just mindful eating, daily movement, and rest and recovery. So let's just quickly break down what each of these really means in practice.
Pillar 1, mindful eating. This is all about awareness, not restriction. It just means paying attention to your portions. And pro tip, protein is your best friend here. It really helps you feel full longer. Oh, and this is crucial. Get your eating system figured out first, before you start layering on a bunch of intense workouts. Next up is Pillar 2, daily movement. And let me be perfectly clear, you do not need a gym membership to start. Walking is one of the most underrated and powerful tools you have, especially after a meal. And just burn this into your brain, consistency matters so much more than intensity. A short walk every single day is way more effective than one brutal workout a week. And finally, we have the pillar most people completely ignore, rest and recovery. Lack of sleep and high stress levels literally change your brain chemistry. They make you crave high-calorie, low-nutrient foods. That's not a lack of willpower, that's biology. Managing your rest is a non-negotiable part of managing your health.
Okay, so that's the theory, that's the big picture. Now let's get really practical. What are your first small, totally doable steps? This is how simple your first week can be. I'm serious. Don't try to overhaul your whole life. Just change one drink. Maybe swap one soda for water. Then add one 5-minute walk to your day. And then, this is important, check in with yourself after a full week, not every 5 minutes. That's it. That's the start. And this is why this approach works so well. Small, successful steps, they build confidence, and confidence is the fuel for momentum. The goal is not to change everything all at once. The goal is just to successfully change one single thing. So this all leads us to the final, and honestly the most critical piece of the entire puzzle, adopting the consistency mindset. You see, a huge part of being consistent is just learning to recognize the mindset traps that are designed to derail you. Things like expecting to see results overnight, or panic quitting after one bad meal, or obsessively checking the scale every single day. These are the mental roadblocks that will sabotage your simple physical progress every time. This right here is the core mindset shift. Stop chasing fast. Fast is fragile. Fast is chaotic. Instead, chase consistency. Consistency is strong, it's sustainable, and it's what actually works in the long run. And this quote just sums up the whole philosophy perfectly. Boring basics work better than exciting extreme challenges. Those simple, repeatable actions, the walk, the glass of water, a good night's sleep, they are infinitely more powerful than any 30-day shred challenge.
So let's just leave it with this thought. Don't think about the next 30 days. Think about the next year. It's built one simple choice at a time. And each of those choices helps you build one stronger, healthier identity. The journey really is simple. You just have to start.